Mitchell on Curry, slammed on the brakes. Oh my goodness! Curry! The chef!
Let's be honest. Steph Curry in his prime is not just a basketball player. He's a human cheat code. His shooting range starts the moment he steps out of his car, and his impact on the game, unmatched. But don't take our word for it. NBA legends, rivals, and teammates have spilled the tea on just how ridiculous Steph Curry's greatness truly is. Grab your popcorn because this is a mix of awe, envy, and flat-out disbelief. Andre Iguodala. When Andre Iguodala speaks about Steph Curry, he doesn't just throw out compliments. He drops comparisons that make you do a double take. And on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay podcast, Iguodala took things to a whole new level. How high? Oh, just Jesus Christ level. Yep, you heard that right. Andre didn't just praise Curry. He likened him to divine presence.
You say what you're supposed to say. PC, I'm coming here to try to win a championship.
Right.
Nobody take you serious.
Right.
But I'm saying to myself, I think I've met the closest thing to Jesus.
Now, his claim wasn't about turning water into wine or performing miracles, although some of those half-court shots do feel like one. No, Iguodala was talking about Steph's unwavering identity, his consistency, his ability to stay true to himself no matter the situation.
Right, not to put that on him.
Right.
But I've never seen an individual, like, he doesn't stray away from who he is in terms of who he is as a person. So you know what you get night in, night out.
Steph doesn't change, whether he's in the spotlight, under pressure, or in the middle of the NBA Finals. He's calm, collected, and downright unshakable. Iguodala explained that this steadiness, this almost divine serenity, is what sets Curry apart from every other player in the league. Steph isn't just great because he makes threes. He's great because he never wavers, never cracks.
Steph Curry! Kicks it out to Poole, one more to Lamb. Curry relocates. You don't need cheap.
And let's be honest, Iguodala's seen this firsthand. He wasn't just a bystander to Steph's greatness. He was in the trenches with him, winning 4 championships together in 2015, 2017, 2018, and 2022. Imagine being on a team where you know, without a doubt, that your best player is going to show up every single night. That's the kind of reliability Iguodala was praising.
I'm thinking I'm about to go try to win a championship. And then we win a couple, and then he comes out and he says, y'all better get this now because we're coming back. I think y'all need to start taking Steph more serious when he's talking.
Dwyane Wade. Let's talk about Dwyane Wade, an NBA legend, a 3-time champion, and a man who knows greatness when he sees it. So when Wade talks about Steph Curry, you know it's going to be something worth listening to. And trust me, he doesn't hold back.
And here's Curry for the record. It's good! Dort, a great defender at 3. Curry sidestep, Curry drive, Curry flip, Curry good! We're 2 tenths again!
In a recent breakdown on NBA on TNT, Wade practically turned into Steph Curry's hype man. Sure, people call Steph the greatest shooter of all time, but Wade, he's here to remind us that Curry is so much more than just a guy who splashes threes from the concession stand.
You have a little fear, and not from like you're scared of a guy, but just not knowing what he's going to do.
First off, Wade couldn't stop talking about Steph's handles. If you've ever watched Curry dribble, it's like his hands are doing wizardry while his defenders are left doing yoga poses they didn't sign up for. Wade described it perfectly. Steph doesn't just dribble, he dances. And unlike most of us at weddings, Steph's moves are actually good. He's not crossing you over, he's crossing you out.
When a guy is coming up, and obviously he has an amazing handle, but when a guy can shoot from anywhere on the floor, when he shoots from going left and he shoots going right, and then when he gives the ball up, he's even more deadly with his cuts.
Then there's his speed. Now, Steph isn't exactly a track star, but his quickness, it's deceptive. Wade said defenders don't realize how fast Curry is until it's already too late. 1 second he's in front of you. The next he's at the 3-point line, casually draining a shot while you're still wondering what just happened. It's like playing tag with a ghost. Good luck catching him.
With his ability to come off screens. I mean, he's just impossible to guard. So when I watch this guy, I watch him shoot shots, Candace, that I'm like, no, that's not a good shot.
LeBron James. LeBron James and Steph Curry have shared some of the NBA's most iconic moments. 4 finals matchups between 2015 and 2018 forged a rivalry that became legendary. But here's the twist. For all the times they've gone to war on the court, LeBron has nothing but admiration for Curry's brilliance.
Switching 1 through 5 as James gets a layup.
And quickly to the basket. Curry the rebound. Curry, long distance, well beyond the arc.
On his podcast, LeBron made it clear that Steph isn't just a great shooter. He's a force of nature. LeBron has faced Curry at his best, the version that drains 40-footers like their layups and makes defenses look like confused school kids chasing a dodgeball. And after all those battles, LeBron isn't bitter. He's in awe.
Ball is not the problem with Steph Curry. He's the fucking problem. Steph is most dangerous when he doesn't have the ball.
LeBron didn't just talk about Steph's ability to light up the scoreboard. No, he went deeper. According to LeBron, Curry's true greatness lies in his ability to elevate everyone around him. Think about it. When Steph is on the court, his teammates instantly become more dangerous. His gravity, aka the fear he puts into defenders just by existing, creates opportunities for everyone else.
That's just downright pretty. Oubre had to pick up the dribble. Curry cut without the ball. Behind the back to Looney to lay it up and in. That's one for the highlight reel.
Imagine being on the court with Curry. You can't leave him open for half a second, or he'll drain a three from the logo. So, defenders swarm him like he's holding free pizza. Meanwhile, his teammates are out there feasting on wide-open shots and easy layups. LeBron recognized this unique ability, calling Curry one of the most unselfish superstars the game has ever seen.
But when Steph decides to cut inside the lane, don't relax. He's coming back up.
LeBron describes Steph as relentless, fearless, and, above all, brilliant. It's not just that he makes shots, it's when he makes them. Those momentum-shifting bombs that feel like they suck the soul out of the opposing team. LeBron's been on the receiving end of those more times than he'd like to admit, and he knows how demoralizing it is.
There's not many guys all time in our league that's most dangerous without the ball. I'm telling them, listen, guys, I've been in more than enough wars with those guys.
Stephen A. Smith. When Stephen A. Smith speaks, the sports world listens, partly because of his bold takes and partly because he yells loud enough to make sure you can't ignore him. Known for his fiery commentary and over-the-top passion, Smith has never been one to sugarcoat his opinions. And when it comes to Steph Curry, the man isn't just handing out compliments. He's practically building a shrine.
Steph Curry is the greatest shooter God has ever created.
In an appearance on 95.7 FM Game, Stephen A. didn't just praise Curry. He lit the booth on fire. His declaration, Steph Curry is playing the best basketball of his career. But Stephen A. wasn't just hyping him up for clicks. He broke it down. Curry's precision, his efficiency, his leadership, it's all reached another level. According to Smith, Curry has evolved into an even more dangerous player, blending his signature shooting with an unmatched basketball IQ. Basically, if you thought Steph was terrifying before, you should be downright petrified now.
I can't come up with more superlatives to express his greatness as a basketball player, as a professional, and as a champion.
If that wasn't enough, Stephen A. took things a step further on ESPN, making a claim that left jaws on the floor. Steph Curry should be considered the greatest point guard of all time. Boom. Mic drop. Cue the internet debates.
This man is the greatest point guard who has ever lived, because when you're talking about impact and the fact that he could affect so many things because of his shooting ability.
Kobe Bryant. When you think of basketball legends, Kobe Bryant stands in a league of his own. He wasn't just a player. He was a walking encyclopedia of the game, studying every opponent like a scientist preparing for an experiment. So when Kobe talked about Steph Curry, you knew his words carried weight. And let me tell you, Kobe wasn't shy about acknowledging the sheer nightmare fuel that is Steph Curry. In an interview, Kobe didn't just praise Steph's shooting. He highlighted something even scarier, his unrivaled calmness on the court. Now let's break that down. Imagine this. The game is tied, the crowd is deafening, and there are 3 defenders flying at Steph like angry bees. What does he do? Does he panic? Does he hesitate? Nope. He smiles. Smiles! Then he casually drains a 30-footer like it's a warm-up drill.
I see a calmness about him. I see a calmness about him, and I think it's something that a lot of players don't understand.
Kobe recognized that this eerie sense of calm wasn't just a personality trait. It was a weapon. Steph's ability to remain composed under pressure makes him one of the most lethal players to ever step on the hardwood. Kobe described it as the kind of coolness that leaves defenders sweating bullets. It's not just that Steph is good, it's that he's unshakable. You could throw a kitchen sink at him, and he'd still hit the shot.
I think so. I think the fans, it's very hard for the fans to really understand what I'm saying, because most players don't get it. But there's a serious calmness about him, which is...
Kobe saw in Steph a kindred spirit, someone who didn't just play basketball but lived it. And while many players aim for greatness, Steph made it look easy. And that, my friends, is what made him so terrifying in Kobe's eyes.
because he's not up, he's not down, he's not contemplating what just happened before or worrying about what's to come next. He's just there. And when a player has the skills.
So, when the Black Mamba, the ultimate competitor, calls you calm, lethal, and the greatest shooter ever, you know it's not just a compliment, it's a crowning. Steph Curry, in Kobe's view, isn't just a threat, he's a revolution. And if Kobe believed in Steph's greatness, who are we to argue?
Even close. It's a 2-on-1. Kobe and Surra, the alley-oop. And Kobe with the dunk. And the foul as well.
That's why Kobe gave it up.
Shaquille O'Neal, NBA legend, championship icon, and occasional DJ, knows how to stir the pot, especially when it comes to basketball debates. On a recent TNT postgame show, Shaq casually dropped a take that had fans spitting out their drinks and analysts scrambling to their laptops. It might be time to consider Steph Curry as the best player ever.
Baseline, runs out of real estate. Oh! Falling away. Won't go. Rebound O'Neal. He's going to put it on the floor again. No look to Curry.
The greatest of all time conversation is the NBA's version of a family argument at Thanksgiving. Some say Michael Jordan's 6 rings put him at the top. Others point to LeBron James's all-around dominance. And then there's Kareem, Magic, Wilt, Kobe, the list goes on. But Shaq? Shaq decided to throw Steph Curry's name into the mix, and suddenly the debate feels way more interesting.
Not saying, I'm just wondering, because he's been consistently the best shooter his whole career. I'm wondering, is it time to start putting him as the best player of all time?
Best player?
I'm saying.
Oh, you put him over you?
Here's the thing. Shaq isn't just tossing out hot takes for fun. Okay, maybe a little. His reasoning actually makes sense. Shaq pointed to Steph's career achievements and his incredible longevity. 4 NBA championships, 2 MVPs, including the first unanimous MVP in league history, the all-time leader in three-pointers made and counting.
20 years, watched 20 years before that. I've never seen a guy like him, and he's doing it consistently, and he has championships.
You put him over Michael.
But it's not just the stats. It's how Steph has done it. Shaq emphasized Curry's ability to stay relevant and dominant in a league that's constantly evolving. At 35 years old, Steph is still torching defenses, hitting shots from another zip code, and making defenders look like they're playing Twister.
The defender can guard, and Jazz are knocking them down early, so Steph Curry.
Here's where it gets interesting. For years, Steph has been called the greatest shooter of all time. That's basically basketball law at this point. But Shaq is saying, why stop there?
You know, for all the chitter-chatter, is it time to just put him in the conversation?
I think he's a...
I'm asking the fans, is it time to, start putting him in the conversation as one of the best players ever?
Think about it. Curry hasn't just redefined shooting. He's redefined the game itself. Thanks to him, teams are chucking up threes like it's a requirement. Centers are learning how to shoot, and defenses are stretched so thin they look like bad Wi-Fi connections. Shaq argues that Steph's influence on basketball might be the most profound since MJ made everyone want to dunk from the free throw line.
Steps out to help. Gets it back in the corner, that quick release.
Steph Curry isn't just admired, he's worshipped. Whether it's his absurd shooting range, his clutch performances, or his ability to terrify defenders before the game even starts, NBA legends and players agree. Steph Curry is one of a kind. Now, if you're still doubting Steph's greatness, maybe it's time to re-watch some highlights or subscribe to this channel for more.
Solid throw.
Oh, Curry. Another step back. Oh!
Defensively is what we saw before.